So last Saturday was absolute madness, man, because I didn't do only one graffiti jam. I actually did two. Same day, different spots, different vibe. And somewhere in the middle of all that chaos, I decided it would be a perfect time to test a brand new spray paint brand. So today, that's it, we're doing another field test. This time, KOBRA Low Pressure spray paint. And honestly, I came into this with zero expectations, but by the end of the day, I was seriously impressed. So the day started early, like graffiti writer early. I got to the Rouen Tunnel in Montreal around 8 AM to help Kores set up for his birthday jam. And if you know the Rouen Tunnel, you know that place is massive. The walls were completely covered in old graffiti, so before anybody could even think about painting, we had to prep everything. And that meant rolling the entire tunnel in dark blue. Kores started on one side, I started on the other, then more people started showing up and jumping in. Now before I even touched the paint, I already had my piece fully planned out in Procreate. Lately, I've been really enjoying a cleaner letter structure with strong symmetry and balanced composition. Less chaos, more control. So when I got to the wall, the first thing I did was divide my space in half. That's something I do all the time because it helps keep the whole piece centered and balanced. I started sketching the O first, then the N, because once those are in place I already know where the entire structure is going. Then I worked outward, the S on the left, the E on the right. Everything aligned symmetrically. And honestly, the proportions came together fast in this one. Sometimes you fight with a sketch for an hour, other times it just flows. And this one flowed immediately. Alright, now came the real test. I grabbed the KOBRA cans and started filling the piece from the bottom up. The colors I used were Wave, Lagoon, and Glass Blues. And right away I noticed something. This paint is thick. Like not chunky thick, but dense. The coverage was super solid almost immediately. I didn't feel like I had to fight the wall to get opacity. And another thing I noticed instantly, these cans are smooth, like really smooth. The pressure felt super controlled and consistent. No weird sputtering, no sudden blasts. And the stock green universal cap they come with, honestly, I love it. Just like the banana cap, it's clean, responsive, easy to control, especially for low pressure work. Now there is a trade-off. Because the paint is thick and covers really well, the cans empty faster. You definitely notice that. But honestly, I'd rather have good coverage than watery paint that lasts forever. So for me, that's a fair compromise.
I cannot stop now, I ain't finished. I'ma keep on going till I got that. Okay, the way that I'ma do it, they can't top that. No way, critics trying to hate, but I don't talk back, I know that. I know the kid with the bull, tell him all that. I'm the one that I'ma gamble on, I ramble on. I'm about to get my ramble on, and I'm the one they really couldn't get a handle on. And when they see they missed the boy, they get a tantrum on. And I know, they never thought we would make it. Underdogs, it wouldn't be gable. Labels gon' ask what we bring. Tell them we bringing the table. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. I don't need you, I do it myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. Yeah, I bet on myself. Take off your shoes, crib brand new. Yeah, I'm about to go in at the
At that point, the tunnel was fully alive. Everybody was painting, music echoing through the tunnel, people walking around checking pieces, paint cans rattling everywhere. And honestly, the lineup was stacked. We had Naya, Nero, Fazzy, Eskis, Main, Jazzy, Kores, Inks, Wiser, Ensor, Jest, Swarm. And Syrup and Ophis showed up a little later too. And one of my favorite things during jams is walking around while my layers dry and checking everybody else's progress. You get to see completely different styles developing side by side. Wild styles, characters, clean burners, experimental stuff. Everybody approaches walls differently, and that's what makes jams inspiring. You leave motivated to paint more.
Ouais. Là que tu vois, tu peux tout voir ton ensemble, après ça tu coupes. Une nouvelle façon, je viens de découvrir, j'aime ça.
Ouais, j'ai jamais essayé sur quoi il faut voir les faces.
C'est sûr que c'est sale.
Now once the fills were done, it was time for the outline. And for this piece, I wanted something super vibrant. So I went with Orango Orange. And wow, against those cool blues, that color popped hard. That's one thing I really liked about the KOBRA colors too. What you see in the can is pretty much exactly what you get on the wall. No surprises, no weird shifts. The colors stay bright and saturated. Only thing I noticed though, some colors don't like each other. When I outlined with orange over the light blue, the orange bubbled up and wouldn't cover the blue. Kinda odd. Then came the 3D, and lately I've been really into directing my 3Ds towards a single focal point near the bottom middle of the piece. I find it creates this pulling motion that makes the whole structure feel more dynamic. For the colors, I used Ingano, Campari, Orango, Indian, and Taxi, so the 3D transitions from dark reds all the way into bright yellows.
I got the whole red to yellow pattern.
Nice. It's going to be cool because I'm going to do a similar style 3D.
Oh yeah?
I'm doing it only with lines.
Okay.
But it's going to be the same thing with pink.
Okay, there we go.
This might be my favorite part of the piece. The warm tones underneath the cold blues create this crazy contrast. The whole piece almost glows.
Okay, pull it out. Yeah. On se réveiller, va arriver.
Ils seront rentrés puis je fais juste
C'est quand même un bon spot là aussi.
Plein de bons spots.
OK. Yeah, good. Yeah.
On bouge plus pour rien. Là, on arrive là-bas, on link up avec tout le monde. C'est fantastique.
C'est ça qu'il faut.
Je t'avais acheté une passe de bus pour faire des allers-retours à Québec. Pas de chance.
Tu sais, tu vas faire le week-end. Ah, mon Québec.
On devrait y aller plus souvent. C'est le fun là-bas, on devrait. C'est ça? À Québec, là. Ah, ben ouais. Le monde sont là. Ok, là, ça va l'air quétaine, là, que je vais dire. Mais le monde à Québec sont gentils.
Ouais.
Ici, au Hochelaga, ils disent salut. À Québec, c'est comme sûr qu'ils sont plus gentils. Genre, ils sont vraiment gentils.
Ouais.
Les gens, ils viennent d'être. Ils t'offrent des affaires, les gars.
Now for the background. I wanted something softer that gave more atmosphere. So instead of doing traditional clouds or fades, I went with pointillism. I started in the middle of the piece using space violet dots and pushed them outwards like little wave patterns, almost like flower petals blowing in the wind, or energy bursts coming off the letters. And once that layer was done, I repeated the whole pattern again using light fuchsia. This part took patience, because spacing matters, the rhythm matters. If you overdo it, it gets messy fast. But once everything came together, the background started giving the piece movement without overpowering the letters. Then I added some final baby doll hot pink effects and light fuchsia highlights. Signed the wall and stepped back. And honestly, I was really happy with how this one turned out. So after painting with KOBRA for an entire piece, what do I think? I really enjoyed it. The paint is smooth, thick, fast drying, not sticky, highly opaque, and the colors are accurate. That's a lot of positives, especially for a low pressure paint. The cans feel reliable, and reliability matters when you're painting long sessions at jams, because the last thing you want is to fight bad paint all day. Now yes, the cans empty quicker because of the paint density, and some of the other colors fight each other, but for me, the performance makes up for it, especially for clean productions and controlled fades. The paint is available through 613 Supplies, and we currently carry about 20 colors, for about $8.25 Canadian each. So that's not so bad. So overall, I'm giving KOBRA spray paint a solid 9 out of 10. I'd absolutely use these paints again. Now because I had to leave early, I didn't get to record a whole video of the pieces at the end. So thanks to Nero, Fazzy, and Wall to Wall Montreal for all the pics. So here's Nero's piece. Fazzy. Esquisse. Main. Jazé. Kores and inks. Wiser. Ofisk. Ensor. Jest. Swarm. A second piece by Rena. And here's the wolf as syrup painted next to my piece. Now here's the crazy part. This was only part 1 of the day. Because once I packed up my paint, I jumped in the car and headed to another graffiti jam. Different burrow, different wall, different piece. So if you want to see how that one went, make sure to check last week's video because I posted that one first. And trust me, things got even crazier. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay up!
I'ma always win.